page number 41. So students, again open page number 41. We were talking about the metaphor. You know, a metaphor replaces a word. Okay, just like the question number 12 is, a lion is commonly used as a metaphor for strength and power. What do you think these creatures could represent? Write down your ideas. I hope yesterday you have understood. So, a creature is tortoise shell cat, parrot, polar bear, ant, beaver, prawn, monkey, hippopotamus. I hope you are understanding the question. Just like we call a person lion who is very brave. So just like can we call what can we call these creatures? Okay, having these qualities. So what do you think? Tortoise shell cat. If we call a person tortoise shell cat, so what do you think? What type of person he will be? So I think slow. Okay. And what about parrot? I think you must have understood. A parrot? What type of person we call the parrot? I think a person who is talkative, that can be called. So, parrot can be a talkative person. Okay? Remaining is your homework. Okay, now do it yourself. Okay, and it will be done in your coursework. Understood? It will be done in your coursework. Fine. Now turn the page. Okay. Okay, yesterday you must have understood the poem. So you have to write the central idea. Do you know how to write the central idea? First we write the reference of the poet and then we write the central idea. Okay, so what is the reference? Reference is this poem is written by the famous artist and poet William Blake. Okay, and what is the central idea? Central idea is the theme of the poem. What the poet wants to tell you. So that is the central idea. So take a screenshot of the central idea. The poet, okay, I am reading central idea for you. Okay, central. The poet is against the teacher-centered education system where a child is not allowed to express his feeling. Teaching process should be joyful for the children. So this is the opinion of the poet. Okay, I hope. Quickly take the screenshots. Quickly take the screenshots. Okay, I hope. Yes, you have to, students, you have to write this in your fair copy after the exercise of the schoolboy, after the exercise in the text section, after the exercises of schoolboy. First you will write the words meaning, then you have to write the question answers, and then in your fair copy, and then you have to write the central idea. Okay, I hope you have taken the instructions. Okay, you must have taken the screenshot. Now, open your books. Now open your books. Today, students, take the screenshot. Otherwise, you cannot get it. Quickly take the screenshot. Okay, be quick, students. Hurry up, take the screenshots. Now, today, today we are going to study vocabulary. In vocabulary, our topic is imagery. What is imagery? So, imagery is a literary term used for language and description. यानी for describing something. ठीक है? People use, the writers, the poet, they use imagery. Okay, imagery is a literary term used for language and description that appeals to our five senses. When a writer attempts to describe something so that it appeals to our sense of smell, sight, taste, touch, or hearing. Okay, again, I'm telling you the senses. There are five senses: smell, sight, taste, touch, or hearing. Often imaginary is built on other literary devices. What are the literary devices? Okay, they are metaphor, simile, etc. Okay, so you have studied simile and metaphors. As author uses comparisons to appeal our senses. Okay, authors, any writers, they use comparison to appeal our senses. Okay, for example, I could hear the popping and crackling as mom dropped bacon into the frying pan. So, what popping and crackling telling us? They are the voices. They are appealing our hearing. And now again I am reading. I could hear I could hear the popping and crackling as Mem dropped bacon into the frying pan, and soon the salty and greasy smell wafted towards me. So, what do you think? What is salty and greasy? They are appealing the taste, okay, the sense of taste. So, on there is one more question, one more example. Glittering while the blanket of snow, glittering white, the blanket of snow covered everything in the sight. So, glittering the blanket of snow. So, this is the writer has used metaphor. Okay, so means the blanket was totally white. Okay, it was like snow. So they have used metaphor. Now come to the page number 42. I hope something you have understood about the imagery. Imagery is the vivid, means clear. This is descriptive language that appeals to readers' various senses. It adds detail and provides a reader with a richer description of a person, scene, place, or thing. Okay, uh, it tells detail about any word, just like flowers, what type of flower they were, what they were doing, everything. It tells the details, and that type of detail, yes, that appeal to our five senses. You know what are five senses? They are sense of sight, sense of touch, sense of smell, sense of taste, and sense of hearing. Here there is a there is a verse. Let me read it. The flowers fluttering in waltz as the wind stirred in their hearts, and the sun showering them the light reveals a hall of golden dancers. What do you understand by these lines? Again, I am reading. The flowers fluttering in waltz as the wind stirred in their hearts, and the sun showering them the light reveals a hall of golden dancers. So, I'm telling some of the meaning. So, fluttering means wave quickly, means move. In waltz is a type of dance. As as the wind stirred, and again, as the wind moved in their heart, just like the wind was reaching to their hearts. The sun was the sun was showering, spraying the light. reveals means show. Okay, shows shows or displays a hall of golden dancers. So let's read the explanation. In the above example, the poet compares flowers swaying means moving in the wind on a sunny morning to a hall full of dancers doing waltz. Okay, these are all use of metaphor. The The play of images draw upon the sense of sight and gives the reader vivid means clear description of the scene by using imagery. The poet conveys the sense of beauty and joy more effectively than if he had simply said that the flowers were swaying, means moving in the wind. Okay, the only thing what he wanted to say, he increased a lot. He just wanted to say that the flowers were moving or swaying in the wind. Okay, so activity number A is study the poem, The Schoolboy. What imagery does the poet use? Do the images do the images appeal to all or only some of the five senses? What words are used to construct the images? Answer answer by filling in the table below. I'm just telling you one. Okay, that and you have to do the remaining. So see the verse number 2. There is imagery, I mean the adjective, okay, the descriptive verb. That is cruel. Who is cruel? The eye. Okay, eye. So in verse you will write number 2. The verse number is 2. Imagery is cruel. Words used eye. And appeals to the sense of sight. Okay, remaining 2 or 3 more you have to do yourself. Okay, now just write down here the homework. Okay, so now come on page number 43. Isn't it? Just remaining is homework. Okay, beta, remaining is homework. Now come to page number 43. Next page of the book. Now that is about simile. Okay, a simile is a figure of speech. Okay, that compares two things. Okay, is a part of the speech that compares two things using the word or the structure as. Okay, as soon as the they help they help create rich images by using the attributes of the objects to describe another, such as in the example below. Before making her speech, May was very nervous. Before making her speech, May was so nervous that he looked as pale as a ghost. So, as pale as a ghost is a simile. As pale as a ghost is a simile. And there is another way to make similes. Before making her speech, May was so nervous that she looked like a ghost. Okay, so in similes we use as plus as or we use like. Okay, now this is activity number B. Complete the following sentences with the correct adjectives from the box. Here, what you have to do, you have to complete the similes. Okay, so what you have to fill in the blanks, that are the words busy, strong, stubborn, heavy, and light. Okay, so I'm giving I am reading, and during this time, just fill in the blanks and then check whether you are right or wrong. Okay, so sentence number one. Students were as dash as bees preparing for the upcoming concert. Number two. After completing his test, Dean was relieved and felt as dash as a feather. Number three. Having lost the competition, Gina's heart was dash like a rock. Number four, dash like an ox. The broad shouldered man lifted the entire rock by himself. Number five, she kept on arguing her point like a dash mule until we all gave up trying to persuade her. Okay, I hope you have done some of them. Okay, I'm just giving you time to fill in the blanks. They are very easy. They are very common similes. So now, now I'm sharing. Check. Number one. The students were as dash as bees. What you have to write? The students were as busy. Busy. The students were as busy as bees preparing for the upcoming concert. Number two, after completing his test, Dean was relieved and felt as dash as a feather, as light as a feather, as light, Light. You can find the word on the top, light as a feather. Number three, having lost the competition, Gina's heart was dash like a rock. What you have to write here? Heavy like a rock. Heavy like a rock. Number four, dash like an ox. The broad-shouldered man lifted the entire rock. What you have to write here? Strong like an ox. Strong, strong, like an ox. And the last and number five, she kept on arguing her point like a only one remains stubborn. Okay? Who is stubborn? Who doesn't listen? Stubborn mule. What is mule? Mule is a donkey. Okay? Stubborn mule until we all gave up trying to persuade her. The last one is stubborn. Now come towards the workbook. Open your workbook. Page number 26. Your activity book, page number 26. Okay, I'm giving you time to open the activity book. Okay, this is page number 26, vocabulary. Fill in the blanks with the correct adjective to complete the following similes. Okay, already you have done an exercise like that. So just do it as homework. Write down here. This is your homework. Okay, you have to write the word. Fine. Check. Okay. I'm telling just number one. Everyone was getting terribly nervous and excited, but Brain remained as dash as cucumber. As cool as cucumber. Okay. Now come. Okay, so just write down this is your homework. They are one. I have shared number one. Remaining five is your homework. Okay, now come to number B. Activity number B. This is page number 27. 27 of your activity book or workbook. Okay. So create a description with strong imagery. Create a description with strong imagery, then fill in the blanks with suitable words or phrases from the box. The words in the box are shivered. I hope you know the word shiver and you can move slowly. Caress means to touch. Seep, to pass slowly. Number 4, fresh, minty, then soft. Okay, you know these are the smells. Okay, soft glow. Okay, you know glow is brightness. Then stream the flow in a continuous manner. Okay, stream means to flow in a continuous manner. Then rustling of leaves. Rustling means sound of the leaves. Rustling is the sound of the leaves. Then rippling. Rippling of water means sound of water, sound of dripping water. Rippling. Okay, so there is there is a passage and you have to complete this passage with these words. So, okay, I'm reading the passage. Mark dash as he felt the cold wind dash his face and and dash into his bones. He pulled his thin jacket tighter and carried on. There was a dash scent in the early morning air, and a dash lit the path as sunlight started to stream through the canopy. He could hear the dash as they swirled on the pavement and the dash in the nearby stream. Now fill in the blanks right now. Okay, after 1 minute, I'm going to share. Let's see how much you can write yourself. Okay, I have told you the meanings of the words as well. I hope now it will be easy for you to fill in the blanks. Try to write yourself. Okay, now let me share. Mark, quickly write down in the blank she word. Mark, she word. Okay, on she word, write down number 1. You can write number 1 on she word. As he felt the cold wind, caress. Okay, caress is the second word. Cold wind caress his face and okay, the blank the, the word in the blank is see. Okay, face and dash into his bones. He pulled his thin jacket tighter and carried on. There was a dash scent, fresh and minty. Fresh minty scent in the early morning air, and a dash and and a dash lit the path. Here, what is the word? Soft glow. You have to write soft glow. Lit the path. As sunlight started to dash through the canopy, stream started to stream through the canopy. He could hear the rustling of leaves as they swirled on the pavement and the rippling and the dash in the nearby stream, rippling of water in the nearby stream. I hope you have got them all. Rippling of water in the nearby stream. No question? Okay. Now, again, come towards your course book. Now, open your course book and you have to open page number 44. Now open page number 44. So in grammar, so in grammar, we have to study semicolon. So I am going to read the text given in the book and please follow me by putting the finger. Okay. Do you know? I can. Okay. Grammar. Do you know when we use the semicolon in the past? It was used more often than used it these days. There are examples of the semicolon in the poem. The schoolboy in verses 1, 3, and 5. Nowadays, poets would probably not include it. Can you see what are semicolon? What type of sign is the semicolon? You know, on the top there is that, and underneath is a comma. So this is called semicolon. And now I'm sharing colon, the two dots up and down. They are called semicolon. And you know very well comma. Okay, you got now. Okay, so what they are saying that okay, in the olden days they used to use a lot of semicolons, but now the use of semicolon is very limited. They commonly writers do not use the semicolons. We can use the semicolon in place of conjunction to give additional information, particularly if we want to sound sharper and more precise. It is a slightly longer pause than a comma. So it is, you know what is conjunctions, how many parts of speech are there. I hope you know there are 8 parts of speech, and conjunction is one of the part of speech. So Jack was late for school every day. So here it is, semicolon. He hated seeing the towering school gates. You could replace the semicolon with the conjunction and. And instead of this semicolon, you can write conjunction. The suitable conjunction is and. Jack was late for school every day and he hated seeing the towering school gates. Now, both are same sentences and there is no difference between the two sentences. Commas are frequently used. Oh. Commas are frequently used to separate items in a list that follows a column, especially if the items are relatively short. There are four things that life, so the example is, there are four things that life has taught me, colon. Okay, when we want to start our list, we put colon. You have seen the column. Not to tell lies, comma, not to shrink my duties, not to stay up late and be polite to girls. Longer items in a list should be separated by semicolons. So if the items are very long, okay, the items are in a sentence, they have the long sentences. So you have to use semicolon. There are four things that life has taught me, colon, not to tell lies, even to escape severe punishments, semicolon. So instead of comma, not to shrink my duties, even if it means missing my leisure time, semicolon, not to stay up late if I have school the next day. Okay, again semicolon. Here commonly we do not use comma, but we have to put semicolon before and. Okay, and to be polite to girls, especially as they are the ones who help you with the homework. So how we can sum up that there are two uses of semicolon. ठीक है, there are two uses of semicolon. So number one, it can be used to join the two sentences instead of conjunctions. And number two, it can be used to separate the list of items if the items are longer. They are written in detail instead of comma. So if the are very long, so you have to use, instead of comma, you have to use semicolon. Okay. So number one, activity number one on page number 45. Pair each clause in A with the correct one in B. They they should be joined by a semicolon. Also suggests that conjunction could be used instead. Number one, Meena had to pick her little sister up. So, number two, just write down the numbers on number A, on the sentences number A, and we have to join with number B, which are suitable. Meena had to pick her little sister up. Okay, the computer crashed. Number three, the school bag was so heavy. And number four, the bell went. And number five, I enjoy school. The list number B is, I- number B is, he could hardly lift it. Number two, I enjoy the holidays more. All the children except one got into line. Her little sister got late. Or number two, the screen went completely blank. Okay, so number one, this join. Meena had to pick her little sister up to join with her little sister was late. So what conjunction you are going to use here? But. Okay, Meena had to pick her little sister up, but her little sister was late. You can join either with the conjunction but, or you can join this by using a semicolon. I hope you have understood. Number two, the computer crashed. So this is the last one. The computer crashed, crashed, but the screen went completely blank. The computer crashed and the screen went completely blank. Or number three, the school bag was heavy. The school bag was happy. So number one, join with number one. So he could hardly lift it. Number four, the bell, the bell, the bell went. So all the children except one got into line. Number five, I enjoy school, but number two, okay, join with number two. I enjoy the holidays more. I enjoy the holidays more. Okay, I hope you got the exercise. Number B. Okay, activity number. Okay, now do the activity number B as a homework. I'm doing first for you only. Okay. B. Insert semicolons in the following sentences, each of which end with a list. Number one. Okay, please put your fingers. Gary opened his suitcase and took out the following items. Colon, a thick woolen pullover to keep warm. K. Semicolon, a pair of sleek leather gloves. His semicolon, his red windbreaker to keep out the wind. Semicolon, and the cashmere scarf to protect his neck from the cold. Okay, I hope you have got it, and remaining you have to do as a homework. Okay.